Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Gitsky. Well, the Kern County Sheriff's Office is continuing investigating after swimmers at the lake found what appear to be human remains. Research crews are at the Buena Vista Aquatic Recreational Area. You can see they pulled a car out of the lake just minutes ago. KCSO says the swimmers found what they believe to be a human bone around 7 yesterday evening. Homicide detectives and the coroner responded to the scene. Today, Lieutenant Joel Swanson says they don't know for sure if it is a human bone, but they believe it is. You may recall in September of 2018, a human leg was found in the lake. It's unclear if that incident is related to the discovery on Sunday. Well, this weekend, a fourth person went missing in the Kern River. Search and rescue teams recovered the man's body Saturday. The sheriff's office says they received a report of the man going into the river near Miracle Hot Springs. The man was described to be in his 30s from the Los Angeles area, but was not wearing a life vest. Park rangers, deputies, and the Kern County Fire Department took part in the search for the man and used a helicopter to search the water for him.
With the increased heat that we are seeing, especially over the next week, people are going to want to gravitate toward the river. It is still a very dangerous place to be. You treat it with caution, use life jackets, keep an eye on your loved ones, don't consume alcoholic beverages when you're near and around the river, and if you want to enjoy the river properly, I encourage people to use professional rafting service.
Officials say the helicopter located the man's body on the riverbank nearby. The Kern County Coroner's Office is still working to identify the man. And this serves as an opportunity to remind people of the importance of water safety. Public Health says that while water can be a lot of fun, there can be a risk of serious danger. Most drownings happen when children go unsupervised, so make sure to always keep an eye on the little ones in the pool. This also applies to rivers and lakes that can be unpredictable. Public Health also urges people to get familiar with CPR and other first aid. CPR is a life-saving measure you can perform on someone as you wait for paramedics to arrive. Public Health also advises putting up a fence or gate to keep children away from the pool if no one is there to watch them. Of course, if you're out on a boat, make sure to wear a life jacket. Well, Governor Gavin Newsom is streaming live to give an update on the coronavirus crisis here in our state. Let's take a listen.
Those trend lines become points of concern before they invariably become headlines. It's a consequence of increase in positivity rate, increase in hospitalizations and ICUs based upon the predicate, this foundation that we laid on utilizing a dimmer switch. Today we are announcing additional statewide actions as it relates to our stay-at-home order here in the state of California. We are now effective today, requiring all counties to close their indoor activities, their indoor operations in the following sectors: restaurants, wineries, tasting rooms, movie theaters, family entertainment centers, zoos and museums, card rooms, and the shuttering of all bars. This is in every county in the state of California, not just the counties that were on the monitoring list that we announced on July 1st. So this is a new statewide action effective today. Every county in the state of California impacted by a requirement now to modify indoor operations and to expand opportunities for outdoor operations in these specific categories you see on the screen. We're also announcing effective immediately all the counties on our county monitoring lists. And I'll show you that list, an updated list, in just a moment. All the counties on the updated monitoring list, we are directing they close indoor operations in additional sectors. So the sectors that we're closing statewide, again, restaurants, wineries, movie theaters, family entertainment, zoos, museums, card rooms, and bars, to outdoor activities to the extent possible. Now, with counties on the monitoring list, we have this list: fitness centers, places of worship, offices for non-critical sectors, personal care services, that includes hair salons, barbershops, and indoor malls. So again, these are sectors to close indoor operations in the counties that are on the monitoring list to include these additional sectors that you see on the list we've provided. I'll remind you that monitoring list is one that we hold very closely. We monitor every county in the state of California, but we provide additional technical assistance to the counties that you see on this list. The counties now you see on this list total 30. We are today announcing 4 additional counties have come onto our list: Placer County, Sonoma, Sutter, and Yuba County. These 30 counties in total represent about 80% of the population in the state of California. I made this point very clear many weeks ago when we introduced the monitoring list to all of you, that it's a dynamic list. Counties come on. In some cases, counties come off, depending on the criteria that, again, was established on the front end and their ability to mitigate trend lines, to mitigate spread, to mitigate hospitalizations, ICUs, and the like. We anticipate over the next few days a number of other counties look like, based upon the trends, to be entering onto this list. Last Monday, just to put it in perspective, just to contextualize, if you tuned in last Monday, we had 23 counties on this list. Today, again, 30 counties on this list, 4 additional counties. This were placed over the weekend, and I anticipate at least 2 counties likely in the next day or two to be included in this list. So in these counties, we have added, I'll toggle back, a requirement that we close indoor operations for these sectors you see on the list. Again, personal care services, indoor malls, worship services, fitness centers, and the like. As it relates to the total number of cases we're experiencing here in the state of California, yesterday, in the latest reporting period, we had 8,358 cases. Again, I'm now tending to disproportionately encourage you to focus on the 7-day trends and average, as these numbers can go up and down. They can mislead, they generate a headline, but don't necessarily tell you what the trend lines are. Those 7-day averages, 14 days, even better, but give you a more contemporary 7-day average. You'll see that 7-day about 8,211, or actually at 8,211. So yesterday, a little above the 7-day average. Last week at this time.
You just heard the latest from Governor Gavin Newsom. So now he just mentioned that the statewide action, all counties in California must close their indoor activities. That includes restaurants, museums, movie theaters. Now that was already in place for us here in Kern County. We have been on a monitoring list. Now for 30 counties, which accounts for 80% of the population here in California, all of those counties on that monitoring list must include, that's including Kern, must close fitness centers, offices that are non-critical sectors, malls, hair salons, and worship centers. Now you can continue watching Governor Newsom's whole live stream on our Facebook page and on our website, kget.com. Well, now to the latest on the coronavirus here in Kern County. Today, Public Health announced another 99 cases along with 1 death. The local toll stands at 98 people who've died from COVID-19. We are seeing more people isolated at home. The number is now over 2,100, while 137 are isolated at local hospitals. And we want to remind you, many of these cases are from weeks ago. We're just getting the results now. Our peak day of infections continues to be June 23rd. Over 340 cases are linked to that date, just 2 days after Father's Day. Well, new at noon, police are investigating after finding a dead person in a house fire. According to Bakersfield Police Department, around 4:50 this morning, they received a call to help the Bakersfield City Fire Department investigate a dead person in a home on the 700 block of A Street. Now, that's near the intersection of A Street and Chester Lane. Homicide detectives and arson investigators are now investigating. The victim has not been identified. No arrests have been made at this time. Anyone with information is urged to contact BPD at 327-7111. And CHP is investigating a fatal accident. That happened Saturday night just after 11 p.m. A woman named Juliet Perillo was driving north on Melcher Road at the intersection of Pond Road. She was driving a Honda. CHP says Perillo failed to come to a complete stop and collided with a Ford. The driver of the Ford, Gabriela Bay DeLong, died in the accident. She was pronounced dead on the scene. Perillo was taken to Kern Medical Center with major injuries. Drug and alcohol do not appear to be factors in this accident. Well, new at noon, the California Highway Patrol is investigating a deadly car crash that happened at 620 near the corner of Myrtle Avenue and DiGiorgio Road. According to CHP, a Chevy was traveling east on DiGiorgio Road, preparing to make a left when the driver turned directly in front of the GMC heading westbound. The Chevy was pushed into a flatbed truck stopped in the road. The driver of the Chevy was transported to the hospital for major injuries but died. The other drivers were not injured. CHP says they do not know if drugs or alcohol were a factor in that crash. Eastbound lanes of DiGiorgio Road were blocked for some time but have since reopened. Now we have new information about a gruesome find in Lake Buena Vista. Crews with the Kern County Sheriff's Office pulled a car from the lake this morning. They confirmed that there were human remains inside. KCSO says the swimmers found what they believe to be a human bone around 7 yesterday evening. KCSO now says the remains are linked to a missing persons case out of Los Angeles County. Well, drivers from local car clubs came out in full force to support and raise money for the family of Patricia Latorre, the local teen whose life was brutally cut short earlier this month. Investigators believe Latorre was kidnapped and murdered by Armando Cruz, who allegedly drove from Inglewood in Southern California to Bakersfield to meet the teen after they connected on social media. He has pleaded not guilty to a dozen felonies. Last night, hundreds of cars met at the Mesa Marin Sports Complex to cruise for Patty, as she was known. Then they drove to the 13-year-old's memorial in Southwest Bakersfield.
I give all my support to the family. I know it's going to be a hard time, but just take it day by day.
Experiencing, seeing that tragedy with the family, we really want to make sure that the community outreach is here strong to represent Bakersfield and to show that support for the families.
The evening also featured a candle lighting. Well, the family of a San Francisco woman is asking for help after she went missing Tuesday in Lost Hills. 22-year-old Jezebel Yana. Her family says she was traveling to Los Angeles when she stopped at the Love's Travel Stop on Highway 46 near Interstate 5 in Lost Hills. They say she walked away from the truck stop around 11 a.m. Her family says Yana has mental health issues and they are concerned for her safety. If you've seen Yana or know where she might be, call the Kern County Sheriff's Office at 861-3110. And BPD needs your help in finding an at-risk missing elderly man, 56-year-old Carol Jean Meeker. He was last seen early morning on July 4th on the 4700 block of Basque Street. That's near the intersection of Hosking Avenue and Stein Road. Meeker is a double amputee and is considered at risk due to a medical condition. According to BPD, he is 176 pounds and he's in a wheelchair and he has unknown clothing. Now, anyone who has any information on his whereabouts is asked to contact BPD at 327-7111.
Welcome back on this Monday afternoon. Take a look at our forecast. As we take a look at our overall forecast, your temperature of 97 degrees currently and a northwest wind at 10 miles per hour. As we take a look at other temperatures right now, we've got 97 up near Delano, and then up in the mountains, we've got 80s and 90s. Currently 90 in Tehachapi, 97 out of Lake Isabella. And as we take a look at the satellite and radar, you can see here clear skies. Still a little bit of cloud cover along the coastal areas. That's due to kind of a road as we progress here throughout the afternoon. We're looking at 96 in Sacramento today, 105 in Fresno, 111 in Los Angeles, along with Phoenix. So those are the two hot spots. And the beaches today, 67 degrees as we see more sunshine throughout the afternoon. So perfect weather that direction. Skies remain clear, high pressure in control, a little bit of moisture over the Four Corners region, but that's where it will stay. And as we take a look at our wind forecast tonight, I do expect the breeze to pick up throughout the evening, especially out on the west side. And that's why we'll have a wind advisory. And then also into the mountain and desert desert locations, and you can see right around 10:30 we get some stronger winds near Lost Hills, and you're also seeing that in the hour-by-hour forecast off to the side. As we take a look at the overall pattern heading into tonight, your air quality going to be unhealthy for sensitive groups with your AQI at 126. Here's a look at the forecast for today, and we'll look at temperatures right near 105 in Porterville and Bakersfield, and then off to Taft, we're looking at 102. Into the mountains today, sunny skies, we're looking at 87 in Frazier Park, 103 in Weldon, 91 in Tehachapi, and then for Watford Heights, we'll be in the upper 90s with 98. As we take a look at the desert forecast, a hot day ahead with 100 out of Mojave. We're looking at 109 in Ridgecrest. Here's a look at our extended forecast, and you can see tomorrow 99 degrees, and then as we progress into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday we're going to be right near 103 once again, so we get a little bit of a break in the pattern. And then for the mountains, we're back into the 80s on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then lower 90s for you Friday and Saturday. And then for the Kern River Valley, also a little bit cooler as we head into tomorrow with those mid-90s, but then right back up into the upper 90s as we approach Wednesday. Let's look at your forecast. Stay cool out there and stay hydrated. We'll be right back.
Now to education news. We could see a decision today about the upcoming school year for the North School District. And the Board of Trustees made no definite decision last week on how kids would return to school. Members reportedly talked about traditional classroom learning with precautions and distancing or virtual learning. School districts across the country are looking at hybrid approaches that could mix online learning with kids also having the option to return to the classroom. And the larger Bakersfield City School District will have a special meeting this Tuesday on that same topic. The meeting will open at 1 p.m. and will be held over Zoom. The board will review and possibly approve a roadmap for returning to school. Well, it's official. The Washington Redskins will retire its name and logo. The football team released a statement Monday saying the change will come once a review of the team's name is done. The change follows years of public outcry over the way some say the name depicts Native Americans. The process began on July 3rd when the team launched a thorough review supported by the NFL. This happened after several corporate sponsors, including FedEx, Pepsi, and Bank of America, called on the team to change the name. Fans weighed in on the announcement with mixed reactions.
It's always been there, and I don't think it's right to change it.
Probably best that they do change the name.
You think of Nike and what they did with Colin Kaepernick, and they took a stand there, right? Risky to a lot of people, but they took it, and their numbers rose after they took that stance.
Now, a new name has not yet been announced. Actress and former model Kelly Preston has lost her battle with breast cancer. Husband John Travolta says his 57-year-old wife passed away Sunday following a 2-year battle against cancer. Travolta announced Preston's death on Instagram, writing, "It is with a very heavy heart that I inform you that my beautiful wife Kelly has lost her 2-year battle with breast cancer. She fought a courageous fight with the love and support of so many." Preston and Travolta had been married for 29 years. They have 2 children, 20-year-old Ella and 9-year-old Benjamin.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to KGET.com.